Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder Path Trading Partners. So a fun day in the Bitcoin group of cryptos. Let's start off with Bitcoin Gold. Tried to rally up, could not get through the major cluster we've talked about, 345 to 347, falling back down. Now it's back below the rotation zone on the 4 hour. We're watching for the first pullback to about 288. But this is probably going to pull back even bigger. Next major level down, we're looking for about 275 to 280. Let's check in on the daily. There's not much to do here. You know, hopefully you've taken some profits, you've taken stuff off. If we do get back down this daily rotation zone, I'd really focus on about this 275 area, possibly down to 268, the 50% retracement. If we do get below there, then watch out, because next major cluster is about 248. And if it doesn't hold there, we'd watch for 229. We're really not doing anything here. Nothing aggressive. It looks like a lot of rotations going into Bitcoin Cash, which we'll talk about after we look at Bitcoin, so please stay tuned. I mean, this has to rotate back up. We're not going to be aggressive. It hasn't been able to get through this key area multiple times now, so we really need to have it prove itself for us to really start going after it in any sense. Otherwise, it's just in a trading range. Yes, there's some stuff we can do in the trading range, but would not put it in the aggressive category. And I'm watching for a much bigger pullback and then a reversal pattern. So here's Bitcoin 4-hour chart. Could not get our move back up above this key 0.125 GAN level. We were watching for a rotation up above the trend line and above this key level. Could not. Now we've dropped. We found some support at the 50. We talked about that area before. Now we've plummeted through it. Next key area support is about 16,600, where we have a trend line and a prior breakout zone coming in. And then below that, 1624 to 1630, but now we have the rotation zone against us. First off, this is a new redraw of the trend line, so we have a new defining point of the trend line. If you don't know what that means, check out our trend line videos. We have the rotation zone against us, so now we're really watching for a bigger pullback and a key reversal pattern, which we haven't had anything yet, so there's nothing left to do. We need to check in on the bigger chart, so hopefully you listened to the video yesterday. You knew what your plan was if we did have a bigger pullback. We've talked about that. It was going to happen at some point. It looks like it's happening now. So, did you lighten up? Did you take some more off? When it hit a key level on the pullback, did you execute a stop loss and take some off so you could put some back on lower? As we just mentioned, it's now in the rotation zone on the daily chart, and the 16 to about 16,300 is the next major cluster. Then we're looking down the next level below that, about 15,415, where we have the rising bottom of the rotation zone coming in at 15,100, and then the 62.5% rotation zone on this last swing up. So that is going to be very key, because if we break below that and below the rotation zone, then the next cluster below that is all the way down to 14, about 450. Also, let's check in on the weekly, because what people don't realize, you do if you've been following us for a while, but a lot of people don't realize we could easily pull back to the rotation zone on the weekly. Look how far away we've gotten. Remember earlier when this looked like this, look, when we had some other charts, when we pulled away here, pull away back in the weekly rotation zone, pull away back in the weekly rotation zone. Look how far we've pulled away from the weekly rotation zone. The top of the weekly rotation zone is still sitting at about 12,700. Is it possible? Yes. Should you be shocked? No. It could. Now, the weekly rotation zone is going to keep rising, so it doesn't have to pull all the way back here. However, at some point, this will touch the weekly rotation zone again. Whether it pulls back to this 12,000 to 13,000 level, or whether it pauses, takes some more time to pull back, and this rises up. Are we trying to predict where it's going to pull back to? No, but we're going to be patient. We're going to let this prove to us where it wants to find some support and give us a trading pattern. It has not given us a trading pattern to go long yet. And now, as we already pointed out, the rotation zone is against us on the 4-hour chart. Let me jump back to that. So here's the 4-hour chart. See, it already broke down, found support at the 50, ran up into the rotation zone, immediately got sold off. So this is where I'm saying if you do pick some up, this is where we will look to take it off in the rotation zone, or at least very aggressively move up our stops. So if it doesn't get through the rotation zone and falls back down, you've at least locked in some of your profit. We're not even looking to do anything yet. We're waiting. This could, again, fall back quite some ways. So please trade safely in Bitcoin. Let it pull back. If we see a reversal pattern, we've talked about it, it's like a 50% retracement around there of a long-tailed candle. There's the classic double bottom pattern, which we've gone over many, many times. There's RSI divergence patterns, which we like. Until we find one of those at one of these key trading levels, we're really not doing anything. So, where's all this going? Well, let's take a look at... So where's all this going? Let's take a look at Bitcoin Cash. So here's our Bitcoin Cash forward chart. We got the big igniting bar through our key levels. This is the momentum launch we've talked about many times. The key bar, a return to the rotation zone on the 4-hour, came up, hit a bunch of our cluster levels and everything, spiked through, then pulled back to rotation zone, then moved up again, hit our next key areas, touched the rotation zone, dipped in the rotation zone on the 1-hour, now it's gone vertical. So let me clear up some of these levels since we can look. Now it's come up to our 62.5% projection. That's the projection from the key lows on the 7th up to the highs. Let me highlight this actually. So this is from the key lows on the 7th up to the highs on the 18th. We've now got this 2753 level. We've got the 2799, then we've got the 3014. There's probably going to be a lot of stuff coming in about 3000, so really watch for that. This has gone a little vertical at this point, so if you're not already in this, then you should probably wait for some kind of pullback. Let's check out on the daily chart. Actually, let me get... This is not going to be as accurate right now. I'm just actually going to line it up with the prior right here. If we get the nice 25% pullback, and again, this is going to keep going up, so you can mark these levels off in your chart. As this goes higher, keep updating this. Watch for the pullbacks to about the 25% GAN level in conjunction with the rising rotation zone. But don't overchase this. This will give a pause at some point and give you a pullback opportunity. Let's check in on the daily chart. So you see it's the all-time prior highs was 27.99 and we're closing in on it, and it's rapidly pulling away from the rotation zone on the daily chart. It pulled away once, caught back to rotation zone on the daily chart, then we got that igniting bar. I think I talked about that in the video yesterday, so you might want to check that out, how when these 8 EMA catches up and hits it on the daily, a lot of times it starts, for whatever reason, these momentum igniting bars, and that's when you look to get in. But we also know we've heard about people dumping, especially some key figures in the Bitcoin world, dumping all their original Bitcoin and saying Bitcoin Cash is more stable as a long-term solution. So now everybody's chasing Bitcoin Cash. I guess they're dumping their Bitcoin. Bitcoin's yesterday's news and going to Bitcoin Cash. We don't really care about that. We care about the technicals. We've gone over what signs to watch for on the chart, okay, and what key levels to watch for and how to trade the pullbacks. So that's what you're going to keep doing. Again, the news is interesting, but you can pretty much, if you took away the news from us here at Path Trading Partners, we could still we trade better without the news, because we just analyze what's going on in the chart without the news getting in our way, and then we just execute our trades. So that's what we have in Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin, and Bitcoin Cash for you. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe so you know when we get the new videos. Like the videos, give us some comments. We love the comments, and we love to keep the videos coming for you guys to help everybody become a better trader, not just in cryptos, but in whatever you trade. We will talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.